Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. We start on the daily time frame, then we'll take a look at the smaller time frame, and yeah, what is happening here on the daily chart. Still looking at the white scenario. We give the bulls the chance at the moment, but so far, obviously, over the weekend we've seen only sideways consolidation, not much movement. I think today we can expect some movement. You know, after consolidation yesterday, typically the Sunday will then be used to drive some price action. But the daily chart therefore hasn't changed at all, because the last 24 hours were literally just sideways consolidation. As I said in my last video yesterday, it looks a little bit like if we're in no man's land, because we are stuck below resistance and above support. I've got a resistance area here on the daily chart, which is on the 1 hour chart slightly different because it's measured differently, but they are also slightly overlapping. So they do have, in the end, the same meaning. They slow the price down. I have no support area here on the chart until the price gets down to 49 to 43k. We are sort of out of support on the daily chart, so we're quite far away from support levels, but we have support levels on the smaller time frame, of course. Here on the daily chart, it's important, I think, to recognize that a break below Monday's low, and actually we will get warnings earlier, because if our support levels on the 1 hour chart break, then it would indicate that we're likely going to break down, okay? And the support area on the daily chart is 49k to 43. So if we break below Monday's low, the key support level will be 43k. That doesn't mean we have to test 43k, even though that would be quite likely. In the white count, we completed a wave 4 correction, which started in March. So that's, you could say, the bullish count. Of course, we need to give the price here a little bit of space to move around. That's just normal intraday volatility, or completely normal volatility in the crypto space. Nothing is going up in a straight line, so you have to allow for a certain element, certain movements, you know, breathing in, breathing out, even if the price is following the white count. And in this white scenario, you can see that this fourth wave here ended possibly, and we are now in the fifth wave to the upside, which could take us to 90k to 100k. Maybe there will be, you know, maybe there will be another 4-5 pattern. Maybe we go higher, but 90 to 100k for now is the next milestone target. And this situation hasn't changed on the daily chart throughout the week. In the beginning of the week, when we had this strong move down, I changed the daily chart pattern slightly to one where I'm not watching for 2 more highs in this bull market, but just 1 more high. Now, it could be that there will be 2, but out of caution, I reduced the bull market targets. That can change again easily, depending on what the chart is going to do in the next few weeks. For example, if we now get a direct breakout to the upside, it might be that I'll put that previous wave count back on, at least as an alternative, yeah? So, because the previous one was never invalidated, okay? It was never invalidated. 50,600 was the key support. Yeah, we had a wick below, but that's not really a break of support. In fact, the buyers came in. That's what we want to see when the price reaches support. So the yellow count is bearish and short-term bearish, and the resistance area is defined between 61,330 and 65,061. So in the yellow wave count, this here is a W, X, Y structure, and we're now moving in the Y wave, which would be an A, B, C structure. I hope that kind of makes sense. And then this means we are now possibly in the late stages of a B wave rally, which could easily end here. Okay, so that's why we're tracking the smaller time frame support levels to understand when the market is trying to deviate from that roadmap, or from the white one. Okay, so if the market starts to deviate from the white count, then we are possibly following the yellow count. So it's important to know about these potentials. Before we take a look at the microstructure, remember that I uploaded yesterday a video for you on Twitter, only on Twitter, not on YouTube, for Ondo. A few people asked me about an Ondo update yesterday. Just want to remind you that I did upload one only on Twitter, because you guys voted for it on Twitter throughout the week, and Ondo was the winner just before SAY, ARB, and VRA. But I'll cover these today in our gold membership. So let's go back to the shorter time frame chart then, and here you can see that really over the weekend nothing happened. I mean, some people get excited about these movements here. I have to say there is literally nothing meaningful happening here. Yeah, there isn't. And if you're trading this, you'll get chopped up. Pretty sure you do. I mean, this is not great for trading. Not even, I would argue, not even for a range trader. But you know, there are different strategies. But I would argue that this kind of price action is extremely difficult to trade. Therefore, this is nothing meaningful. We haven't even broken above resistance. We haven't even broken below support. And it's important. I think Elliott Wave is really helpful in helping us understand what are these support levels and what are these resistance levels and when does price action get meaningful. Because as long as we are sort of stuck below resistance and above support, there isn't really anything significantly meaningful here happening. Now, that's a key outcome of the analysis on the 1 hour chart, but that's normal on a weekend, right? So on the weekend, it's typically time to maybe recharge, spend a bit of time away from the charts, prepare for the next trading week, identify some setups. But yeah, at least not trading aggressively unless you have an edge. I mean, unless you have an edge here, this is difficult price action on the micro, but it shows you also here the yellow wave count that I showed you on the daily, where a B wave could top at any point, but it takes a break below the red line, okay, to confirm further that the yellow wave count is unfolding. Quick reminder, daily chart would allow for a C wave down, but it takes a signal on the 1 hour chart or 30-minute chart to confirm that, and that would be a break below 54,600. Until we get there, the white wave count has a chance. What's the white count? The white count is obviously also the same one that I showed you on the daily to the upside. However, it is more detailed and it shows you here a wave 1, a wave 2. Then the third wave should get to 66,850. That's something I'm going to watch for next week. Then a wave 4 and a wave 5. But I'm only going to watch for it as long as we're holding 54,600. Now at the moment, we are even still holding above impulsive support here. So in the white count, you could say there are two different subdivisions. One way is to identify or understand this move as an impulse, which has become less likely over the weekend, I'd say. In this scenario, we have a wave 1, a wave 2, a wave 3, a wave 4, and maybe we're already in the wave 5. There are just too many options here. We could say maybe wave 4 is still unfolding, but it's getting very stretched out. So please be aware here, this could easily change. But as an impulse, as I said, ideally we don't want it to break below the Friday low, which was located at 59,590. So if we start to break below that level, I mean even below the last swing low here at 60,430, it would rather indicate that here this blue wave count is unfolding. So don't get confused. Blue is simply a different way of labeling the white scenario. It's just a different subdivision. So you can understand this white count as an impulse, but also as a diagonal. So with a diagonal pattern, we have to watch for deep pullbacks in this uptrend, because in a diagonal, all the subwaves are corrective 3-wave movements. So wave 1 would be an ABC structure. Wave 3 would be an ABC structure. And wave 5 would also be an ABC structure. So that is where the B wave could easily go down to the low of the wave 2 at 54,600. So this B wave, that would be the invalidation point, you could say, yeah. But it allows for a deeper pullback. And I said in my signal earlier today to gold members that this B wave could, or this C wave here in blue of B could start at any point. This move up looks a little bit more like a B wave rally, but it's very subjective because this could even be wave 5 already in the making in some kind of a diagonal pattern. But that requires proving through price action. So either way, micro price action, difficult to read, I'd say. We have to understand that the 54,600 level is the invalidation point for the bulls here, and that as soon as we go below the Friday low, the impulse to the upside will become far less likely. And then it's likely here, the blue B wave, we can give the bulls still a chance, but it will become a much more messy pattern then. So at the moment, we're still caught in no man's land, as I said, as long as we stay below resistance, which is here defined between 61,111 and 62,010. and support is between 60,697 and 58,498. Yeah, that's the update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.